get a fucking set where we're all laying down?
Hey, welcome to Patch Game Club, where we're all just reclined.
Put up a couple posts. Next, it'll be just a blank stage and like yoga mats, and we're all just laying on.
Doing downward dog.
Can we have like a yoga instructor come in too, and we'll just get a lesson while we're doing the?
Have you ever met any yoga instructors? You don't want that.
My sister's a yoga instructor.
My mom's a yoga
I'd like to
instructor.
apologize.
Eat your words, sir.
I'd like to apologize to Ryan's sister.
What about my mom?
I wish your life had turned out better, Ryan's sister. You could be something besides a yoga instructor.
Well, today we're talking about yoga instructors and Rocket League, which go together well.
Which is ironically it's very fitting with the yoga comments. Like, that's the most athletic that I get is playing Rocket League.
Rocket League.
Dude, I play a ton of it. I don't know about you guys, but
I played a ton of it. I've slowed down.
Did you play the original, whatever it is?
The super acrobatic, whatever. Yeah. No, I did not play the original. I've only played a couple hours of Rocket League, actually.
Okay.
And I've been itching to play it just because everybody keeps talking about it, and it was so much fun for that 1 hour that we played.
It's got an early hook into it that keeps you playing for a while, but
yeah.
I mean, one of the things I really do like about Rocket League is it's always a level playing field. So it's I guess, brief description, it's basically cars playing soccer would be the best way to describe it.
Playing football, depending on who you ask.
Sure. There you go. You can jump, you can do flips and things like that to hit the ball, but you can't just run into them and drive straight into them and boost and things like that. That's pretty much the end of the description of the game. It's rocket-powered cars playing soccer. But
the cars can jump. That's another.
Cars can jump in the air and do acrobatics in the air, turn around, hit the ball a certain way.
To get kind of a good thump on the ball. Yep. But there's no upgrades. So they're all cosmetic things that you can unlock, but the cars are always the exact same.
There's so many theories about that, though. Like, there's the van that you can unlock, and there's, like, people who swear that the van has a better chance of getting a demolition on something else, but it absolutely doesn't, as far as I can tell. It's all just cosmetic stuff.
It is all just cosmetic. Because I actually, it's been funny playing that game and watching the strategy of people playing Evolve. Mm-hmm. So it started off where everybody was just always on offense, basically.
It's like little kids playing soccer.
They're all running on the other side of the field.
Yeah.
And
then they're all just around the ball constantly, right? That's the next stage.
Just kicking.
Yeah.
And falling down. But it's evolved now where there's usually at least one player that'll stay back in the goal.
Yep.
And start playing goalie, which is frustrating.
In the games that I played, nobody was doing that.
Yeah, no, it's really been a swing where it's
I guess if you're ranking
more
up,
and more of it happening, and that may have something to do with it because there's a rank system.
Did you play in the rank system?
Well, there's a social rank,
right? No,
which is where the easiest to play.
But then the actual pro rank,
and then there's actually a rank, which again, the only real difference, at least up to this point, was the rank games. You can't just cycle into another game. Mm-hmm. You played one, and it would kick you back, and you'd have to find a new server.
Oh,
yeah, it was
interesting.
It was kind of lame. They fixed that either in a new patch that just came out or an upcoming patch.
I've actually found ranked games to be easier too.
Really?
Than just the social games. I think everyone was scared to go into ranked for a while, because they assumed like people were going to be flying around in the cars and everything. But you very rarely run into those players because you can play. It's like anything, it's like you can play with the basics where you can drive around and you can jump and hit the ball. Passing isn't really a thing. It's more like you center. That's like the big strategy is to center it from the corners. And then, or you can pass it to yourself if you get like kind of a breakaway. But usually it's like when people play, there's the idea that like they can take their cars and like fly them in, and you can pull those things off and you look amazing when you do it. But at least for me, it's like a 10% ratio of like even getting close to the ball.
How often do you pull that off?
Yeah, but when you do, it's like
done though.
But it's amazing.
There's always that one guy that's
no, of course. Well, there's there's an MLG league. There's the esports league that they just finished, season 1 or whatever of, and it's amazing. It's amazing to watch those guys play, and that's actually what I was doing before this Patch Game Club. I was watching GIFs of just what's happening with Rocket League.
Just the good people.
GIFs.
Put him in the column.
The reason I call them GIFs is because that's what the creator calls them. He calls them GIFs.
We can't do this. We can't do
Even
this.
the creator can be wrong about something.
We can't sully another broadcast show with a GIF discussion.
Sorry,
we'll note that Bruce is firmly in the GIF column. Okay, great.
It doesn't matter. But that's one of those things that I want to get really good at the game, but I'm curious. You played ranked, right?
Yeah.
Did you play ranked?
I played like 1 or 2 games ranked.
I did play it the first month. Like I went into ranked before they like reset it and they were going through.
How high did you get?
Oh, I only played like 3 or 4 matches and didn't really care too much.
All right. Because I want to get good at the game and get a team together, like a funhouse team together, and we actually play for fun at the end of every day and like sort of get good at the game. but I was afraid. I was afraid to go into a ranked server.
Oh, don't do it.
No,
Yeah,
no.
go ahead.
Honestly, it's
Okay, all right.
yeah. I mean, well, but at this point, I've played enough of the non-ranked, which still has a skill level rank essentially.
Right.
Which is not really skill. It's just entirely like how much did you play.
Yeah.
And I've gotten up to pro, which I think is the highest level of that. But
Sure.
there's only a few levels.
That's-
It's not like a major achievement or anything.
That's
but-
how CS:GO is. CS:GO has a social rank, basically, where you just get XP for playing, and then there's also your actual rank, which ranks you with other players.
Nowhere near
As your-
the delineation that is in CS. I mean,
No,
it's
no,
like,
no,
yeah.
not at all.
not yet in Rocket League, but seeing some of the stuff that happened to PAX and some of the stuff with the professional players, it's like it's getting there.
It absolutely
Yeah.
is getting there. And it's
I very rarely run into those players though. They can play aerial.
Okay.
You know?
That's true. I do run into a lot of players that are real bad.
Oh, all the time. Like what you're talking about
Constantly.
too, about the strategy of staying back in the goal. To me, there's something that's like been really well established just through everyone playing in the social playlist, which is not everyone can reach the ball at tip-off or at the very
Yeah.
beginning. Because the ball sits in the center, everyone's back, but everyone's in different positions. Do you guys play 2 versus 2 or 3 versus 3?
Usually 3v3.
yeah, I played
Yeah.
3v3.
Yeah, I do a pretty solid mixture of those two. I never play 1 versus 1 or 4 versus 4. Those are both nightmares.
That's what I'll usually do is 3v3 or 4v4 if that. I put both and then whichever comes up comes
Oh,
up.
4v4 is
It's
like
pretty crazy.
Yeah.
I liked it because it was so crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I wasn't playing ranked, so.
And those games are like 1-0 usually. Yeah, those are very low scoring because everyone's in the way constantly. Your teammates blocking your shots and everything. But on tip off or whatever you want to call it, when the cars all start in different positions, the person who's back should always stay back.
Like drop back and
yeah,
be
or
the
just like
goalie?
they look
Well-
around and they see that they're not going to reach the ball.
Not always.
Hold on, Ryan's got a different strategy.
All right, go ahead.
Well, no, that's the thing because the configuration of the cars at tip-off is not always the same.
No, it is random. You're
Yeah,
right.
there are
but
times
there's
when that
usually
person
somebody
is-
in the goal, and then there's
Yeah.
2 positions kind of in front of that.
Yes.
And that can be confusing because you think you're back, but you're not, and then nobody goes for the ball. So you kind of have to go around, and there's little quick chats that you can do.
Yeah.
How do you guys play, first of all?
I've actually been playing on Steam.
I play on Steam with a controller. Do you play with
Yeah.
a controller?
I do.
I played on PC with keyboard, actually.
How is the keyboard
Teddy,
on that? 'Cause-
Teddy does that, and I'm like, how are you doing this?
It's. I think it's actually harder. I'm a keyboard and mouse
Yeah.
diehard. And I think it's actually harder than playing with a controller, which is very rare for me to say.
Now,
Typically-
are you using the camera lock on when you're doing keyboard and mouse, or are you controlling the camera yourself?
No, I was using the camera lock on.
you
Like,
lock
it
onto the ball?
Yeah.
Yes, that's because again, I only played a couple hours, but
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's what I used. It was simple, but I felt like a controller because I played also with a controller, and that was easier. I just don't have a controller at home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, well, I guess I'm playing with keyboard, and it worked for me. I still had fun. I didn't feel like I couldn't control the game because
Yeah.
the game is like the gameplay is so good. But I'd like to get good at it with keyboard and mouse.
It's one of those things where you kind of, well, a lot of racing games have that same issue. Like GTA especially feels hard to drive because it's all or nothing when you're keyboard.
Yep.
It's
Yeah.
like on or off. There's
Yep.
no analog fall off there.
Correct. Yeah, that's true.
So that helps a lot. But other than that, I mean, I could see someone being really good at Rocket League by being able to use the mouse to whip pan the camera. The auto tracks are great, but there are a lot of times when I disengage it because I've kind of developed my own little strategy for dealing with the goalies, which is when we get down to that end of the court, I'll just go straight for the goalie and just destroy him.
Ram them. So you need to unlock to
Blow
go
him
find
up
a
if you hit him in
boost.
the side.
Yeah,
You basically need to unlock to go get a boost,
Yep.
and then go and find them. Yeah, it's a great strategy for people who hang out in the goals.
You
all the
kind of
time.
have to because and it's really frustrating though because sometimes you get the goalies that are really good and they'll just deflect everything that gets anywhere near the goal. It's frustrating when you have one on your team that spends his entire time in the goal and doesn't make a single save.
That's
Yeah.
kind of
Every time because you get to watch at the end.
Yep.
That's kind of the goalie that I am in real soccer too. By the way, like I like to play goalie, but I'm not good at it. I would like to. I don't know. I'd like to get better at being a goalie. I'm usually more of a defensive player than an offensive player when it comes to sports. But so like when offense, it was all 4 of us who played 4 before running at the ball.
Yep.
And I was like, this is dumb. So I stayed back and I got scored on immediately. But I don't know good strategies for goalie in Rocket League.
Well,
I haven't figured it out.
Even a good offensive player doesn't necessarily charge the ball all the time. If you hang out in like the center of the field and then you wait for opportunities to arise, I mean that's really just about the only way to play aerial. Is you have to be back, and when the ball comes like off one of the corners, then you go up high to go after.
Yeah,
sure.
But the strategy that I was talking about for tip off, somebody should always stay back just to get that, because you every now and then you just get somebody who hits it just perfectly off a tip off. Everybody knows how to do it now, but usually the other cards get in the way, and then they get an instant goal. And it's
Yeah.
just you just stay back for that first hit. and then you rush out for the ball. Like staying back as goalie, I don't like when we have a permanent goalie on the team at all.
Sure.
The other time it really gets frustrating is when your team gets down like 3-0. Just get out of the goal, man. Come on, let's do offense. Like you're not going to save
It's
the
hockey
game at
rules.
this point.
Pull the goalie, right?
Yeah, get him downfield. Let's
Power
do
play.
some work.
That's a power play.
Yeah.
And it's the choices that people make have so much repercussion though in this game, because you get to watch what happened when whenever a goal happens. You get that replay of the last 30 seconds. You get to see someone go, "Whoops! Oh, well, that guy missed it. Oh, that guy missed it too."
Yep.
Well, if you drive by that ball, that's it. Like, you're gone, and the ball is long gone. It's like you have to turn your car around and do the whole deal, like, because I'm not fast enough to, get it going.
There was a great GIF or GIF on Reddit the other day where it was the entire team. So it was just one of those slow rolls that was going towards the goal, and the entire team misses it.
I just watched that one.
One guy whiffs. And one guy misses it twice.
Yikes.
The first guy whiffs. The second guy whiffs. The third guy whiffs. The first guy makes it back around and misses again.
Yeah.
The offensive team didn't touch it again.
The ball wasn't touched at all.
It rolled for like 20 seconds.
Yeah,
Really?
It's really good.
Yeah.
It's really good.
I mean, and with some of that is lag. Occasionally, you can have a moment where it's like,
Oh.
I actually have a pretty good time with this game in lag. I don't really deal with it too much.
It's been weird since they just recently put out a patch that I guess previously PS4 and Steam players were playing together. They've now split those.
Oh, have they really?
Wow, I didn't know that.
I think I saw that in the patch notes. I'm pretty sure.
I always wondered if people could see my text chat that I was sending, because I know they could see the messages I send with the quick chat. But I was wondering if I was really hammering on people.
I've seen that.
Are you a shit talker?
I've seen people, chatting.
You're a shit talking Rocket?
I'm way more brutal to my teammates. Like if you have that's
even worse.
If you have a shitty teammate,
That's
you're just
even
like,
worse.
just stay the fuck out of the way. There's some people. It's like, I mean, the goal's here, ball's here, I'm here, and there's a guy here, and he just hits the ball out because he feels like I have an opportunity to hit the ball. I'm going to hit the ball. And it's like there's no sense of like movement of the ball or strategy or getting the ball into the fucking goal. It's just there's the ball. I have to hit it no matter what happens.
I'm going to come in contact with it.
Yeah.
Which early on, that's amazing. You're like,
it's a lot of fun when you touch that ball and like
touched
get
it.
it going somewhere.
yeah,
That's
it went
really-
fast, right towards our goal, but fast.
Yeah, well, I know that's the problem. I scored on myself a lot when I played those couple hours, and I felt really bad because I'm sure somebody was on my team yelling at me. And
I'm shit. Maybe you didn't see the text chat. They were saying Holmes, fucking that
stop
guy.
doing it. Yeah.
But I wish they would put out a patch. One of the things that I'm frustrated by is I went through my typical approach to video games, which is I went through the achievement cycle first and got all the achievements, except the equivalent of the Platinum Trophy. Because this is really, it's really a Sony PS4 game that feels like it's on PC just because, that's like the easiest port to do.
Yeah.
But it was the original franchise started on Sony, right? That's how I feel like I missed it the first time. I was more of an Xbox player at that point in time. But the achievement that is like the Platinum Trophy, which is the Virtuoso achievement, is to unlock all the other achievements, and then you unlock this one. I have every achievement. The only achievement I don't have is the achievement to unlock all the other achievements, and it just won't unlock.
Oh, so it's not just not coming to you.
lame.
Yeah, and supposedly they fixed it in one of the first patches, but nope, I didn't get it.
Have you
So-
emailed Sony about that?
No.
Where's
Well,
my
let's get them some
Platinum
horn
Trophy
right now.
Who's the developer? Psychonix?
Psionics.
Psionics,
Yeah,
that's right.
Psionics, yeah.
I'm saying it's a developer I'm just not familiar with. But I tell you what, this game at launch is like, it is well balanced. It is tweaked. The gameplay, it
nailed
feels perfect. Like, and when you do like an amazing shot, you don't feel like it was luck or anything. I mean, there's some that's like bounce off the sides and everything. But like, if I get a great shot, I feel like that was because I had a skill and I was able to get the right angle or something like that.
Yep.
And it's fantastic. I've played a ton of this game. I probably played like 60 hours of this game so far.
It's only been out since August, I want to say, or July. It's sold over 1 million copies. I know that.
Well,
And
some of those numbers may be a little weird because it was free on PS4.
That's right.
It was the PSN free with.
Well, there's 1 million. Then
Whatever.
I think there's 5
Yeah.
million downloads and 1 million sold.
But
So-
it's well worth it. I mean, we actually bought it. When we got it, we were going to do a Let's Play in it, and we bought it on Steam before it was free on PS4 when we bought it.
Oh yeah. Well,
Whoops.
Hey,
But
you
hey,
know-
they deserve it.
yeah. I was gonna say you gave
Yeah,
the developer money.
I want to get it on my PS4, even though now it's not free anymore, right? So,
I think it's $14.
Yeah,
14.
It's totally worth it.
Yeah,
although
no,
I just found out too,
easily.
I can use a PS4 controller on the PC.
can.
For a long time, you couldn't, and I actually prefer that controller, honestly.
Really?
I've learned to play Rocket League on
Really?
an Xbox One controller,
Yeah.
but I love the PS4 controller.
Really?
Yeah, I really do. I really do. And I'm more traditionally of an.
What do you like about
You
it?
are, yeah.
I don't know. It just feels like I like the form factor of it. I like the way it feels, and like there's something about the shoulder buttons on the Xbox One controller that I just don't like. I really like the 360 controller, but now when I go back to it, it feels so foreign. After using the Xbox One controller.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And But the Xbox One controller is just so easy to use with a Windows PC.
Yeah.
I had a problem where I upgraded to Windows 10 and it reset my progress. I was like level 12.
Really?
Yeah, for my level of my character, and it just like reset. So what that basically does is resets all of your unlocks as well.
I was gonna say, have you bought any hats or anything for this?
No, you just unlock everything. You can't buy
Yeah, I don't
anything.
think there's
I think they're gonna start doing it though, because
They should.
They almost should because
Yeah.
of Counter-Strike Go and obviously Team Fortress 2 and stuff like that. Like Valve's making boatloads of money on that
Yeah.
stuff, and then they're all cosmetic. All
Yeah.
of it is cosmetic.
Listen, I can't complain about someone having microtransactions in a game that's under $20 or free in this case. I mean, people got this game for free, and I've played it for 60 hours. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, just to unlock one of the achievements, one of the last ones, is to get everything in the game, all the unlockables. I believe there's like 171. They did an update that added 2 new models of the car and some other things as well, but I think there was 171 original unlockables, which you basically get one every time you finish a game. So those are 5-minute games.
Yeah.
So you're looking at about over 800 minutes of gameplay
Yeah.
just to get that. So it's a significant amount of time to put in there.
Absolutely. All right, yeah, I think that's final thoughts. I would imagine is recommend for me, but
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know why you're not playing Rocket League, actually, because I think pretty much everybody is at this point or has played it.
Well, we had planned to have a Rocket League tournament this week, but
right.
Jack had to go somewhere. And Jack was actually one of the people helping plan
Yep.
it. It was me and Jack who were kind of driving force behind it. And Jack was like, "Oh, I'm not going to be there that day because you guys were in town." I was like, "Oh, well, I feel shitty, like
doing it without
removing
him.
Jack from his own tournament, basically." So we're going to try to do it next
week.
when you guys are back,
Next
and
week.
we're
We'll
going to
be
do
here.
a company-wide Rocket League tournament. But the big debate we're having right now is 2v2 or 3 versus 3. So I'd be curious to see what the audience thinks if we should do 3 versus 3 or 2 versus 2.
I think we should do 3v3. That way
like
somebody can
3v3.
pick up my slack.
It is called standard.
Okay, yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Jack's argument for 2 versus 2 is that we could get more teams.
Yeah,
Sure.
But then it's like, that bracket gets huge. We're going to be here for like 12 hours playing to get that. Anyway, we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
And you'll enjoy it, I hope.
All right, let's bring out the cylinder of selection. See what next week's wonderful game will be.
Bruce, do you want to do it since you're the guest?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, all right. So all I do is twirl this thing and pull it
give a little
out.
spin and grab a ball. Watch out! It
This
will
can be
roll down
dangerous.
and drop balls
Bruce
all over the
chooses
floor.
some terrible games on his own. Manually, he
Yeah,
chooses them.
don't demo disc us, all right?
Yeah.
All right, hold on.
You're so gentle with that. Look at that. He's got a soft
He
touch.
really does. Yeah.
There you go.
There you go.
There you go.
Like you
He's
mean
the
it.
all-male game club.
How do I?
There you go.
Move both hands, kiddo.
Yeah, hold on to it. It will roll on
I was
you.
gonna say, isn't it supposed to stop?
Nope. You're gonna have to close it, or they'll go everywhere.
All right, there we go. Community Hotline Miami.
Community Hotline Miami.
Community?
It's a community suggestion.
Oh, I see. I was about to say, is that a new game? Is there a mod to it? What was it? So Hotline Miami.
Yeah.
All right.
I have not played it. Have you?
I have played it. Yeah, it's a great game.
It is a great game. It's infuriating.
Reminds
it's
you of
a
the
top-down
original
shooter, right?
Reminds you of the original Grand Theft Auto, which was also
Right.
top down.
Yeah.
GTA 1 and 2.
The story's really cool. I
But
think
it's intense.
the style's really cool.
Yeah.
And
There's a story?
there is a story.
I've
and
seen it played. I never realized there was a story.
it's actually pretty cool. And I haven't played the sequel. I don't know if you played the sequel.
I have
but-
unfortunately played like 5 minutes of the sequel.
Yeah.
So I've been meaning to get to it.
Did you play it on like PS4 or PC?
Steam.
Or?
Yeah, this is a Steam game
Same
for
with
me.
Yeah, same with me.
All right, so tune in next week. We'll do Hotline Miami.
Oh, sweet.
And
Okay.
thank you so much for joining us, Bruce.
All right, thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for joining us,
I didn't
Brady.
even get to cover my history of alternative sports games in video games.
You have a history of alternative
like
sports
Bombing
games?
Run and Unreal Tournament. I do research when I come to these things.
Wow,
but
you're so prepared.
I'll say that for the RT.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.